Happy Friday. Hopefully, you have some fantastic, beautiful weather wherever you are for this glorious weekend. Give you a second to get on here, say hello. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot to do something. All right, confession. I absolutely forgot to pick a winner for socks. So I will see. Sometimes I can do this quick. Sometimes I will have to do it after the fact. Let's see. What socks am I wearing today? So I don't forget. I totally have Jack and Sally on my shirt. So it's appropriate. I don't always wear matching socks, but when I do, they're super cute. I just have my Jack Nightmare socks on, but they've also got some glittery sparkle because we're all about sparkling and, bringing the confetti to the party. I'm incredibly tired, so I'm excited that it's Friday. It's been a long week. Hello, Lisa. I don't even know for sure why I was thinking that this morning. I'm like, I don't even know why. I'm just so drained, but I really think it's just lack of sleep. We've gone to bed so late. So hoping to get a little recouped this weekend. So leading us right into what we should talk about today. It's a holiday. It's a holiday weekend. And for some people, good morning, Amber. For some people, it's a weekend that's fantastic. And for other people, it's a weekend that's kind of sad. So depending on where you are with that, I just want to encourage you to just be okay with it. Just, we kind of get to that spot where it's like, oh, it's supposed to be Mother's Day and I'm supposed to be celebrating it and be happy. But maybe I'm a mama struggling to conceive. Maybe I'm a mama who's lost a child. Maybe I have lost my own mother. Maybe, there's a million scenarios to this situation of why this particular holiday might be hard for you. Maybe you have a toxic mom and she's still around, but you don't have anything to do with her because, she wasn't so fantastic or isn't so fantastic now. So it's okay. Feel it. It's totally fine. You don't need to be on alignment with everyone else. So do what works out. Yeah, maybe you don't talk to her. So do what works for you. Celebrate or don't. Maybe you don't even have any children. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate the beautifulness of, feminine, divine nature if you want. You don't have to be or do what everyone else is doing. So for me, Mother's Day is how I respect myself. I don't disrespect myself for anyone on any holiday. And I know because I take it, I wear it like a crown. When you stop disrespecting yourself, you will 100% get people that are really pissed off at you. And that's okay. But you have to know that. And it can be painful for some people. Like we have a situation going on right now where I'm just like baffled. Like it blows my mind. And I'm like, well, I don't understand the disrespect going on. But if I say something to the person, then they're going to blow up and I'm going to be the bad guy, right? Even though they're the one that is being disrespectful. But that's the way that it is. And that's something that I absolutely know. When someone is disrespecting me or doing something that they wouldn't tolerate, I already know right off the bat that when I call them out on it, they're probably going to get mad at me. And then they're going to be pissed off and I'm going to be the bad guy. That is how it works. And you know what? When you're the type of person that's strong-willed and you stand up for yourself and you don't let other people disrespect you, you will have enemies because other people love to use and abuse people. And when you're like, man, you're a manipulator and I'm not going to allow this to happen, then you will become the bad guy. That is just how it works. And I know. I'm like, if I piss you off because you want to be disrespectful to me, that's fine because I respect myself more then I will allow you to disrespect me. And that is cardinal rule number one for me in relationships. I just don't allow it. So even on a holiday, I respect myself. Other people will say you are disrespectful because you're not visiting all the mothers in your life. No, I'm respecting myself because I care for myself. The problem is now this one, drum roll, please. Here's what the problem is. The people that are criticizing you for what you're not doing are not taking care or respecting themselves. And so they need that. Okay. My mom is great about this. She doesn't need that from me because she understands. And she's like, no, it's your Mother's Day too. I don't need you to blah, blah, blah. And she doesn't give me a guilt trip about it. Right. Good morning, Becky. Whereas, I have another mother, I have my mother-in-law who I don't associate with at all anymore, but she would have been like, well, I know it's Mother's Day, so I know you're going to go to your mom's but we're going to be whatever, but I understand that you're probably not coming because you have your mom. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Narcissistic gaslighting? So, don't let people do that to you. She doesn't respect herself in her own space. And so she needs all of this from everyone else. She needs to be needed. She needs to be, good morning, Becky, Michelle, hello. And so she needs that from other people. And it makes her this is what we call an energetic vampire, which is really cool because sometimes when we do energy healing, we find energetic vampires and people are like, what the heck is that? Right. It's out because what do you automatically go to? The picture of a vampire. And I'm like, no, think about it in the terms of what does that mean? Not really necessarily talking about someone wearing a cape that turns into a bat, although I'm not sure that couldn't be true for some people. But it just simply means that they're the type of people that suck the energy out of you always. I don't need those types of people around me. So if you're like, am I doing this? Am I disrespecting myself in the name of making other people happy? There's three things, right? We like sets of 3 by 3. I do everything by threes. So ask yourself, do I feel guilty about this decision? Okay. Is my guilt justified, or am I feeling guilty because I feel obligated culturally, or because I fear something? Right? If I don't go visit my mom, is she going to get mad at me? And now I'm living in the fear because my inner child is directing me back to these days of, if I don't do this right, my mom's going to get mad at me. I was talking to someone yesterday and she was telling me, she's like, you know why I never did anything really bad? And I was like, huh? And she's like, I was scared of my parents. And I'm like, huh, that's interesting. I'm like, my kids definitely do not have that problem. But yeah, we live in fear. So ask yourself, is this weekend, do I feel guilty and that's why I'm doing something that I don't want to do? Do I feel obligated? Am I doing this out of fear? And if you're following any of those three things, my friends, you're disrespecting yourself. And then you always have the caveat of people being, well, that sounds really selfish if I'm doing that. No, it's not selfish. It's called respecting yourself. That's how that works. We just, for some reason, have it in our heads that it's okay to disrespect ourselves. We just can't disrespect other people. But taking care of yourself is not disrespecting other people. Other people need to understand that it's not all about what you're giving them. They need to do for themselves. And that's why you feel guilty, is because other people haven't figured out how to vibe on their own level. And so they're constantly needing from everyone else. And if they weren't, then it doesn't bother them, right? When I have a holiday, if my kids are here, I'm excited about it. Great, woohoo, it's fantastic. I love having my kids here. But I do not guilt my kids into being like, oh, well, it's my birthday and you better be here. No, because I do that for myself. Having my kids around me is my bonus. You know what? I have to tell you this too. Yesterday, I was so sad. Tayson came home from the neighbor's house and he was like, the neighbor kids were mean to me and one of them called me a baby. And this is the first time I've actually had him say something like this. And I was like, oh, because initially, I'm not going to lie, my attitude is tell them to screw off because that's just, how I am. I'm not going to tell her, you call me a baby. I don't care. You're a loser to me. I mean, but, my kid's 5. So I don't really want him to take on that mentality of just telling everybody off. Like, he needs to get to a point where he's mature so he can know how to do that without, verbally saying it. So I was like, huh, buddy, that's not good. And so I'm like, how do I teach my 5-year-old that when other people say things to you, like you're a baby, that's that kid projecting his own problems onto you? Because the kid doesn't like himself. And so he's telling you that you're a baby so he can feed his inner ego. My kid's 5, so that's a little up there. So I'm trying in my way to be like, okay, Jason, here's the thing. Other people's opinions don't matter. But still, he's 5. So do I really know how much of that he's soaking in? I don't know. But we're going to start now. I'm like, here's the thing, Jason, love yourself. That other kid is wrong. He doesn't know. He's just telling you that because it makes him feel better about himself. But you're not a baby. And the opinion of the kid next door doesn't mean anything. So, but it's hard because, of course, Jason's like, well, I want to play with them. And I was like, okay, well, then you just have to know that kid maybe isn't that nice. So play with him, but don't listen to what he says because he doesn't matter. And then, I'm like, just tell him your mom's a witch and you'll be fine. And I'm like, no, that's probably not the appropriate thing to say either. Oh, but I just, right, Becky, I don't really value anything else about what other people are saying either, unless I have a lot of respect for you. And then even then, I'm like, when someone gives me their opinion, I'm like, do they really understand my situation? And do I, nobody's in your spot. So what does that mean? Oh, my daughter told me a boy at school told her she was ugly. I told her he likes her. That's something my mom always told me, and I totally get that. But that just takes me back to a spot when I was in middle school. I really liked this boy, and I was so certain that, I kind of got stuck into that he likes me thing. And so I kept pursuing it, and then I got my heart ripped out of my body because I was out in the hallway with him in between a class, so no one else was out in the hallway. And I remember just saying hi to him. And of course, he knew that I liked him because that's what high school or middle school kids do, right? So he knew that I liked him. He might have been in the hallway with a friend. I can't remember. But I remember saying something to him, and he told me to go bark up a tree. And it ripped my heart out of my body because I was like, my mom was really good. She was trying really hard. So she's always telling me, like, you're pretty, you're not fat. Because that's what I struggled with at that age. I developed way before everyone else. And she's like, you're pretty, you're not fat, you're just big boned, right? You're just thick, whatever. And so I really was like trying to tell myself that I was trying to believe it, right? This kid should like me. I'm pretty. And then he told me to go bark up a tree, and my life was over, basically. I don't think I ever pursued any boys that I liked after that. And I actually will tell you that I started dating at a way lower level than what I was at because I was so certain that I wasn't pretty. And, so yeah, looking back at my choice of boyfriends, we're definitely like probably 5 levels below what I could have been dating. And so whatever, right? Being that age is just, dude, it sucks, honestly. Being a teenager sucks, flat out. All right. Yes, I love that, Becky. I love to yes, I love to do that too. I self-talk positively to Tayson as much as I possibly can. Wish I would have known that with my kids that are older now, but whatever. I'm the oldest kid too, so I know that what they're doing when you're the oldest at all. Amber, that's tough. Yeah, 5-year-olds shouldn't be telling 5-year-olds that they're ugly. That's just so sad. Kids are mean. Adults are mean, right? Remember when you were like, when we grow up and they're adults, they won't be mean anymore. Screw that. Adults are mean too. Anyway, okay, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day. Don't forget to love yourselves a little more. Do some self-talk. Don't disrespect yourself at the expense to make everyone else happy. And I hope you have a fantastic, beautiful day.